Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Malorn here and I'm here with another wonderful video for you guys today. I'm sure you guys didn't expect another video from me so soon because as of late I've been uploading them kind of iffy, once every 2 or 3 weeks. My schedule has been on and off and I've been saying that I'd start uploading again. I know, but I really do apologize for it, but I've been trying to make the last few videos as good as I can. Unfortunately, my audio isn't very good on some of them because I cannot, for the life of me, turn my game music on without it being too loud. And that is because I've got a terrible mic, and that will be replaced very soon. Don't worry about that. But today we do have a video that doesn't really require the game music to be on to begin with. So, what we're going to be talking about today is rare housing items. As of late, my videos have been mostly kind of theoretical, a lot of it about Imperia Part 2 and the ending, but today we're just going with something much simpler. Alright, so to start, we have things that are fished. So, and I am going to be showing you the items. I've got a lot of them. There are some that I'll mention that I don't have, and that's because either they're retired and I wasn't around to get them, or it's just, generally things that I have yet to obtain that I haven't put enough time into to get yet. So we're going to start with the fish items because I've got a lot of them. And I have placed them all up here for your convenience. Now, I want to point out first off that this item right here is not fished. At least I don't think it is. And I'm not sure just how uncommon it is, but it is slightly rare. It's actually a crowns item. I think there are other ways to obtain it. If it is fished, it's most likely caught from a castle. And whenever I say fished, I mean these items come from fishing chests. Now, the reason that these items are rare and they're not hard to get. They don't take a long time to obtain. Not at all. Alright. The reason these items are difficult for people to get is because they are fished. People don't like fishing. I've noticed that. They don't like to go out and fish. They don't like having to catch chests to get these items, regardless of how awesome these items may be. Alright, they generally don't enjoy it, which I understand there are activities in the game that I don't fully enjoy either. But if I do want something from them, usually I'll take the time to go ahead and do that. Like the crafting quest that you have to do PvP to get, or to complete. Like, if you've seen my channel, I don't enjoy PvP. Okay, I'm okay with it, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. Like, I'm not an expert PvPer. I can go into the arena, I can win some battles, and I'm going to lose a lot of battles too. Alright, I'm going to be walking out with about the same amount of losses and wins as I went in there with, basically. But I am going to go ahead and show you some of these items now. We're going to get into more specifics. This one right here, all of these are caught in Caliburn, by the way, but this one right here is the Hall of Avalon painting. This is possibly one of my favorites, just because most of the others are owls. And I'll get to that in a second. It's kind of funny, because I mean, some of these are really cool, but at the same time, it seems like they went for some themes with them, and the only one that kind of stands out is this one right here. Because this is a really beautiful painting. I think it's a hallway, or it's supposed to be a hallway in the Keep of Ganelon. And it's just really nice. Obviously, it's very textured because it's a video game, and it's Wizard101, but at the same time, I mean pixelated, not textured, but at the same time it is nice. I really like the rim that goes around it. It's pretty much the same on most of these. It's a very similar one to the owls and stuff, but it's nice and it's very big. It's almost like you're actually walking through the hallway. It's almost life-size, actually. Like your wizard could actually walk through that. That's pretty cool. By the way, guys, if I sound like I'm shivering, it's because it's freaking cold in here. It's winter and the air conditioner is not working properly right now. So we've also got the Lady of the Blue Dahlia. This is a really nice one. I actually didn't obtain this from fishing myself, though. I am part of a Wizard101 trade community known as GTP, or Gamma's Trading Post, which is located on Discord. If you guys want to go check that out, I recommend looking for a link. I'll provide an invite link down in the description below for you guys, and you can just use that to get there. It's really, really neat, and I have a shop there, So if you want to go and see what we have for sale, you can check that out. We offer all sorts of different services. Fishing services. We'll be offering PvP and pet services soon. We offer, different treasure cards, different gardening, monstrology, all sorts of stuff. It's all over the place. You can use our castle dungeon. So if you're a fan of my channel and you've ever actually wanted to meet me in person, or you've ever wanted to use some of my stuff, because I am a collector, so I've got a whole bunch of junk. If you ever wanted to use that, or just look around, that's a really good way to get in contact with me. Anyways, so this that was kind of a little advertisement there. This right here is the Lady of the Blue Dahlia. I paid in powers to get this. It was 100 in powers for this painting right here. And then we've got this one. I actually bought this from the bazaar a long time ago. My voice just cracked. It's called the Wise Owl Painting. This one was nice. I didn't realize that there were so many owl paintings whenever I bought it, so I didn't go out and fish for them. And then, I actually looked it up on Central to see where they got it from, and it turns out they got it from fishing chests. A little bit more research, and bam, there's all these different owls everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is nice. There's actually one owl, or two specifically, that I'm still missing from Caliburn, and I'll get to that in a second. So we've got the Noble Owl Painting. This one right here is pretty neat. It's a relatively big painting, to be honest. However, this one here I didn't catch myself. This is another one that I bought with empowers on the GTP network. Some of them I bought, some of them I actually fished for, but however you get it is irrelevant. Just, if you really want it, you'll go out of your way to try and obtain it. So the next one we have is this one right here, the Tall Avalon Forest Painting. Now, I did get this one from the bazaar. However, I got another one from fishing earlier today, and that one actually is in my shop, or is in the shop, listed for 100 of powers on our shop. If you guys want to buy it from us, we'll go ahead and set that up for you. The GTP rules and the fact that we are an actual shop listed in the Discord server, we are very well known, we're very well trusted. You will not be scammed out of anything. So if you guys do want to buy that, we'll set it up. They do have middleman trades, which is where basically you give your powers to one of they're called middlemen. They're the most trusted people in the Discord server. You give the empowers to them. I sell the item, you buy it, the middleman gives me the empowers, and we both walk away happy. They offer those kind of services, and we accept them and everything. So, also, we've got the oil painting here. This one isn't, I'm not sure this one is fished. I'm not sure how rare it is. I've seen it in the bazaar pretty often, but it is an interesting item and is absolutely beautiful. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend looking up its source and obtaining it, because look at that. That is incredible. I don't know where that's supposed to be exactly, but it is really, really neat. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be Azteca, though, because you've got those little cactuses right there, which are the little cactus blooms, and I think those are actually sold in Azteca, so I'm pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be, but I can't be 100% certain on that. The next one we have is the painting of Sir Malik, and this one right here I did obtain myself through fishing. It is a really cool one. This has actually, I got this one today, to be honest, and this was my goal. Like, out of all of the paintings, I looked them all up, and this one was the one that I wanted to obtain the most, because I don't think there's a Sir Malik in Caliburn, so it kind of stood out to me, and I didn't really understand why it was called a painting of Sir Malik when I wasn't aware of a Sir Malik in Caliburn, which is in Avalon. I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but I was running through and I couldn't find him, so it was interesting that there could be. My voice keeps doing that. It is awful, Anyways, but it is a really nice painting too. There are only 3 paintings of different Knights of the Round Tables that you can catch in Avalon that I know of. There's only 3 of them, and I have all 3 right now, and I'll get to that in a second. The next one we have is this one right here. This one's more uncommon than anything because it's sold in the bazaar like 1 or 2 at a time, but it's also sold pretty often. Whenever it was first released, or whenever it was first being sold, the very first one I saw, it was rare to find it. You wouldn't find it in the bazaar, because why would anyone sell that? Look at that painting. That is absolutely beautiful. There's like this dude standing on the edge of a cliff. You've got this tree kind of sticking over. got a rainbow going over the waterfall. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. There's no reason that anyone would want to sell that. But I guess when people get more than one thing, you know, they get rid of one of them, and then all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of them being passed around, you know. The next one we have is the forest painting. This one is also more uncommon than anything else, and I don't know if it is fished. If it is fished, it's also obtainable through other means, most likely, because I have seen this sold in the bazaar a couple of times. It's also not one of my favorite paintings, even though it is of Avalon, but there's not much going on in it. It's just a bunch of really colorful trees, so it's really not one of my favorites. So I'm going to skip the trees for now because we have some more paintings. I'll get through the plants in a second. Alright, the next one we have is the abstract harp painting. This is also caught in Avalon. Now, this one is going to be harder to catch than most of the others. You know, obviously, if you do get lucky and get it on the first shot, you know, that's great. But most likely, because there's so many owls, you're definitely more likely to get an owl before you get this right here, or at least one of the night pictures. This is a really nice painting, though, even though it's kind of random. It's still really nice. It looks like a music note, but I'm really not sure what it's supposed to be. It's pretty, though. Anyway, so the next one we have is the Owl Sorceress Painting. Now, this one, out of all of the owls, if I said that there was another owl that I liked more than this one earlier, I was lying. As far as the owls are concerned, this one right here is my favorite, because look at that glow. She looks freaking awesome. Alright, she's a sorceress, obviously, but that is... They got the little armor around her neck. It reminds me of this book series that I read whenever I was a kid, and I really freaking enjoyed it. And I even tried to write my own fan fictions of it whenever I was young. It's called The Guardians of Gahula. If you guys have not read that when you were a kid, I recommend checking it out. It's actually not that bad, and you know, anyone from the age of 10 to 25 would probably enjoy it because it's pretty decent. You know, there's actually quite a bit of action and drama in it. And they had it at my old high school as well, like the full series and everything. So I was in love with it, but I actually started reading it when I was in like middle school, I think. So really good series though. I recommend it, definitely. They also have a movie of it if you guys want to see that. Probably torrented online or something since it's so old now. This I'm just this one right here. It gets me every time. I mean. This is the witch owl painting, and obviously it's not the nicest of the bunch, but they tried. It's basically what it is. It's an owl that's a witch and looks like God. Oh, I'm gonna burn. I don't know where to go with this one because it's not nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out. It is cool to own because again, it's from fishing chests. People don't own a lot of these paintings, and I do collect, you know, just about everything in the game, especially housing items. My housing collection is off the charts, but this one, oh, by the way, James Smith Flame is one of my partners in that shop setup. Hence the housing symbol. Any one of my friends lists with that housing symbol is a shop partner. Okay. I actually have two of these. If you guys want to buy one of these on the shop, it is listed because I own two of these. Alright, I bought this one for my friend for 100 empowers, and then I am currently selling another one on the shop also for 100 empowers. The way you get empowers, again, if you sign up for GTP and you have any rare treasure cards, or you have any services you can offer, getting empowers is really, really fast. Currently, I have about 3,000 empowers spread throughout, you know, 5 or 6 different accounts. And yes, when you get into trades and you get into trade networks and stuff, you're gonna want what are called drone accounts or noob accounts, which are, you know, accounts loaded with a bunch of level 2 wizards. Level 2 specifically because you hit level 2 whenever you talk to the guy in Unicorn Way, and all of a sudden you can do, you know, you're allowed access to the different areas of Wizard City. So a whole bunch of level 2 wizards everywhere. They don't take long to set up. You just create multiple accounts. You go in, you know, on each account, you do the tutorial once, and then you skip the rest on all of the other wizards, and you're good to go. Alright, the next one, I've had this one for a while. I actually bought the Mallory painting in the bazaar. because it was sold. People sell these. I don't know why. I mean, if you sold them for empowers, I'd understand, because another quick tip for you guys: empowers in the trade community actually hold a US dollar valuation. I'm not kidding. You can actually, there are actual ways to tell how much your, how much the amount of empowers you have are worth. For reference, a life bane is worth about 40 bucks US dollars. You can also buy crowns items, so you know, if you have 30 empowers, which is really easy to get, you can get that just by selling a couple of the new Efreet variation TC, or just any rare TC in general, especially lore TC. If you've got a bunch of those, you can sell those. You can sell anything. All right, I'm serious. People will buy anything. If you need anything, you know, questing services, anything, it is available there for empowers, and they are not difficult to get. One of my teammates actually bought a $25 Starbucks gift card and a $25 Olive Garden gift card for empowers. Not joking. They bought it for 1,600 empowers apiece, which obviously they built up those empowers over time, but 1,600 empowers is worth anywhere from, well, $10 to $25. It depends on how you negotiate. You know, obviously you can negotiate the cost down in empowers and stuff, and if they accept, you can roll with it. So the next one we have is the Dark Knight Painting. This is my buddy. At first, whenever I got this, I thought it was just another copy of this one because it had the picture of the dog, and I couldn't really remember what this one looked like or what it was called. I just knew I had one with a dog on it. But then I brought them in, and I was like, whoa, these are actually pretty different. That one's got a castle in the background, and that one is in the forest. Also, the dogs look slightly different, and they have different stances and stuff, but it is a really nice painting. This one's a little bit more pixelated than this one, but they are both really, really nice. Now, we're going to move on to the next ones, the trees, the flowing birch tree. Now in Avalon there are a lot of different trees that you can get from fishing chests, as you can see, and this isn't even all of them. I'm still working on getting the rest, as well as the rest of the paintings. But this one right here is called the flowing birch tree. Alright, now what this is, if you actually go to Caliburn and you go to that fishing pond, if you look over to the very, very right, it's going to be like right next, it's going to be in between the pond and the entrance to High Road. You're going to see a tree that's almost exactly like this, and that's what this is. The really cool thing about fishing is a lot of the items that you're getting from these chests are items that you wouldn't otherwise be able to obtain, and are also items that whenever you are questing through different worlds, you see them, you want them, but you can't get them because you're not fishing. Or you see them and you want them and you're like, why can't I have that? Well, a lot of these items you can have, you just do have to go and fish for them. Or sign up for a trade network, find someone who happens to be selling them, and buy them from them. Keep in mind though that even in the trade networks, fishing items are kind of limited because no one fishes. Alright, no one goes out and does it. There are a few people, you know, in the game that do it, but sadly I think it didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. I personally enjoy fishing, but a lot of people don't, and it is understandable. It's very repetitive, and it takes a lot of time. And if you don't have energy elixirs, it can be quite a pain, but also you obviously don't need them if you don't have them. It's just going to take longer. But if you go to a trade network, you can buy an energy elixir for 30 empowers. I'm not even joking. You can also buy packs for 50, so keep that in mind. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try my best to not talk about GTP as much as I can. I'm also gonna limit this video to just fishing for now because there are so many items in this game that I could just list off and it would take forever. This video would be an hour long, even without the GTP information. Alright, so we are gonna do it. I'm gonna kind of categorize these videos. But we've got the flowing birch tree, there's that. This one right here is called the small twisted tree. I'm going to drop one more GTP reference because in our shop we're selling this for 40 empowers. That is all. So if you can get 40 empowers through some sales of your own, or if you just have 40 empowers lying over from some couch potato harvests, you can actually buy this thing from me. And obviously, if someone else buys it off of you, you know, I'll go and fish you another one or something like that, and we'll try again. But usually we try to schedule it for a time where there's not, you know, where we know there's not too many people in the bazaar. We kind of keep that time secret though, because otherwise everyone would suddenly crowd it. Alright, so next one we've got the small birch tree. I've actually got two of these. I'm not selling one of these, by the way, but we've got two small birch trees. These are really nice. They kind of, you know, they look similar to a lot of the trees scattered around Avalon. They're very, very clean, and obviously, well, they look like they've been trimmed a little bit. They're kind of bushy, I guess, because you've got the little leaves kind of poking out. The next one, I really like this one. This is my favorite tree out of them all because it's called the large sculpted birch tree. It's got three different, it's basically three of these stacked on top of each other, except instead of a kind of circular motion, it's more of a cube. But it's really, really cool looking. It's really beautiful. I like it. Alright, the next one is, I just placed this earlier right in front of you guys. It's this really big one right here. This is called the large birch tree. Now this thing is bigger than I thought it would be, honestly, because that thing is huge. Obviously, I don't plan on keeping all of these trees in here. It would look really stupid, and I do try and go for some decorative, you know, properties to my castle. I don't just toss things everywhere. Sometimes. You don't see Christmas down there. Not at all. Anyways, so there is that one right there. That's a really nice one. You've got these two. And then these are the same kind of tree, except they're different variations of it. You've got the large sorrel tree and then the small sorrel tree. Keep in mind there are medium versions. So there's those two. You can catch all of these in Avalon, in Caliburn. There's also a really big version of this, this is the small twisted tree. I'm a bit scared to see how big the big one is, considering how big the small one is. But I do look forward to catching that soon, because by the looks of it, it might end up being as big as the freaking large willow tree, and that thing is just ginormous. Got 30 of those though. Alright guys, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, because that is all of the fishing items that I currently have. I might have some other fishing items, but these are the ones I wanted to show you today. The next video it'll be a bit more scattered. It's not quite just fishing items. In the next one, I'll probably just finish off the series with the next video, to be honest, because there's not that many items that I have. And then if I do make a third video, it'll be listing off certain items that I don't have that are also rare. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, and be sure to subscribe for more amazing videos. I'll see you guys next time, and peace out.